Right. So when we talk about UiPath, right? So this is a very basic thing. So not just in UiPath. In general, I want you to understand the basic thing about RPA. Okay. So when we talk about RPA, right, there are like multiple stuff and multiple things that you need to understand. So we will talk about this going further, like, one session after the other, slowly. As I told you, no rush. And because we have a lot of new folks, right? So it's a very important thing that each and every each and every one of you to understand this, right? So now the main thing that I want you to understand is the infrastructure that we have for RPA. What is that? Right. So sometimes, right, ఇంటర్వ్యూలో ఏమడుగుతాడంటే మనం బేసిక్ గా మాట్లాడుకుందాం. వాట్ ఆర్ ది కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ UiPath అంటాడు. Very first question. Okay, let's start with basic and let's say what are the components of UiPath. Now that's where lot of people, okay, will get confused, because when we talk about components of UiPath, lot of people doesn't get trained on that. Why? Because that's a very basic thing, and people do not talk about the basic things. Okay, but you guys learn it from the very basic, as I told you. Right, now look at here. So what are the components of UiPath we were talking about, right? So now ఎవరైనా interested unte ganaka, you can make note of it. And okay, so UiPath has four very important components. UiPath has four very important components. What are those? Development Studio. See, Development Studio, component 1. Runtime Robot, component 2. Application Server or Orchestrator. Application Server or Orchestrator is your component 3. And then obviously we have Database Server, which is your component 4. Okay, so these are the four important components. Note cheskondi. I think it's good that if you note it down. Okay, interviews lo meeku easy ga straightforward you could answer this. Okay, so that's the reason I'm telling you this. Understood? Right. So four most important components are Development Studio. Okay, and then we got Runtime Robots, and then we got Application Server, and then we got Database Server. Okay, so these are the four important components. What is Studio? Studio అంటే ఏంటండి? Studio is where నేను ఒక చూసారు గుర్తుందా? నిన్న UiPath ఒకటి ఓపెన్ చేసి నేను మీకు చూపించాను గుర్తుందా? So that's your studio. Okay, that is your studio. So what do we have in that studio? Studio is where we do the development. Development Studio. Okay, now? So Development Studio is where we do the editing. Okay, this is where we do the development of robots. Okay, so this is where we do the development of robots. This is your heart and soul. And Runtime robots, what are this? So whatever we have developed in development studio, we execute them in runtime robots. Okay, right? So this is where we do the development. This is where we do the run. Okay, whatever we have developed in development studio, we execute that in runtime robots, people. We execute them in runtime robots. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Do you understand that now? Right. So application server, what is this? This is called as orchestrator. The development robots is connected to this. Studio is connected to this. Okay. And so application server or orchestrator is where we do all different kinds of stuff. And okay, we do triggers, got queues, loggings, everything. So this orchestrator is what is connected to database. Okay, so these are the very basic thing about RPA, and this is a very basic thing about orchestrators and everything. Right. So this is something that which is like a very high level component అండి. Okay. So ఇక్కడ మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే very on the high level, you don't have to go in depth into it. Okay. Because once we go in depth into the RPA, you will understand this setup. So this setup, what you need to understand in this setup is what are the VMs, virtual machine, mana desktop CN. So those are all connected to application server. You just seen kada, and application server is connected to database. Okay, and here is where you got the development studio. You see, all of these are how they are all integrated. And the main thing that you need to understand here is your development. మనం ఏదైతే డెవలప్మెంట్ చేస్తామో అది సపరేట్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ ఉంటుందండి, అండ్ ద ప్రొడక్షన్ విల్ బి సపరేట్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్. ఇన్స్టెన్స్ అంటే ఏంటండి? ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. ఓకే, సో ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ విల్ బి డిఫరెంట్, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ విల్ బి డిఫరెంట్. సో నేను డెవలప్మెంట్ చేసిన దాని like whatever I have done the development, that is where I will not do the production run. So that's compliance, that's integrity. Okay, that's not correct implementation. Okay, and UiPath usually pushbacks and can also not just UiPath, RPA, any RPA tools can do something called as lawsuit on you. Okay, వాళ్ళ case వాళ్ళ complaint file చేయవచ్చండి. Okay, infringement of license terms అంటారు. Okay, so that is the reason all the organizations development లోనే production చెయ్యరు. Why? Because production కి separate environment, separate licenses ఉంటాయండి. All right, so that's a simple and very important thing that you need to understand. Got it? Make sense? Is that clear? All right. So this is what we talked about, right? So this is very important. In RPA, we have something called as, in RPA, we have something called as attended and unattended RPA. Okay, so మీరు ఎలా నోట్ చేసుకుంటారంటే, anyone, if anyone's interested, ఎలా నోట్ చేసుకుంటారు? Different types of robots in RPA. What are the different types of robots in RPA? Okay, So what are the different types of robots in RPA? There are two different types of robots in RPA. There are two different types of robots in RPA. What are those? Attended and unattended. Attended and unattended. Attended and unattended. Okay, so these are the two different types of robots antarandi. Attended ante enti? Okay, just a second, sorry.
ग्लास गया चला ले
नहीं थोड़ा ही क्या कहाँ पे खुला था बोलो कहाँ पे जाऊँ बोलो
एक कोसा फोन चल पाउच खोलो
मैं
पाउच पीछे का पाउच निकालो.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so yes, so when we look at here, right, so this is what we were talking about, attended and unattended robot. Got it? So now attended is everything manam bot develop chesinappudu, everything that is done manually. This bot is triggered manually. And has human intervention. Okay, so now interviews lo question ela adugutarante, what are the different types of robots you have developed? Have you developed only manual robots or have you developed unattended robots? So what do we need to say? We should say, I have developed mostly unattended robots. Why? Because unattended robots doesn't have any human intervention. No human intervention at all. Zero human intervention. Okay, హ్యూమన్ అనేవాడు దీని మీద వర్క్ చేయని కూడా చేయడండి. అండర్స్టూడ్? Does this make sense, everyone? ఉన్నారా అండి? You guys can hear me, right?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Right. Take your time to understand this, and take your time. Okay, that's okay. All right. So in attended robot, what is mainly done? So attended robot main ga enduku use chestamante individual employee ki maatrame use chestamante. Okay, సో ఇండివిజువల్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ కి మాత్రమే చేస్తాము అటెండెడ్ రోబోట్ అనేది. బట్ అన్అటెండెడ్ వెరీ లార్జ్ స్కేల్ అండి, ఆల్మోస్ట్ లైక్ మల్టిపుల్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ వర్క్ చేస్తే ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తారు చూసారా. సో వి యూజ్ ఇట్ దాట్ వే. Okay, understood? We use it that way. Okay, so that's what you need to understand here. Right. So observe here one thing. Attended robots trigger ఎవరు చేస్తున్నారు? మాన్యువల్లీ ట్రిగర్ చేస్తున్నారు. బట్ unattended it is scheduled. చూసారా, it is scheduled. Okay, so that is why you need to understand the difference between attended and unattended. It's a very important thing, very important thing. And also that's a very basic thing. Okay, so దాన్ని బట్టి attended unattended మనం differentiate చేస్తా ఉంటాము. So like I told you, right, how UiPath is leader in the market. Okay, so a lot of you doesn't understand this. So for that very reason, you need to look at here. And you see this? You see this here? Okay. Okay, so this is what we were talking about, people. Okay, so చూసారా RPA అనేది ఎలా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందో year on year. So it has become a $1 billion industry అని చెప్పాను కదా, $1 billion industry ఎలా ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది చూసారా. Enough, can you tell me who are the leaders in the market? UiPath. Okay, so you can see here star performers, UiPath and Automation Anywhere, and of course Blue Prism will be here and there. Okay, so Blue Prism it's very less handy. Okay, now so basis that you can understand this. Okay, so similarly look at here, what do we have? So user reviews చూస్తే UiPath has got the highest number of reviews. Okay, so మనకి బేసిక్ గా మనకు వచ్చే క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి, నేను UiPath లో వర్క్ చేస్తే డౌన్ ద లైన్ ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ నేను సేఫ్ గా ఉండొచ్చు. సో బై ద బేసిక్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ యూ కెన్ బి సేఫ్ ఫర్ అబౌట్ some 10 to 15 years only. You can be very safe. Okay, you can be very safe for about 10 to 15 years. Got it? Understood? 10 to 15 years. At least I'll give you 5 years. And look at the leader in the market. So current leader, and these are all like, you know, these are all top review sites or like, you know, surveys. And okay, so they are telling you that UiPath is a very good tool in the market. Okay, so this is all good, but manaki entante what interests us more is UiPath. Looking at UiPath, working on UiPath is what most important thing. Okay, so let me show you the tool, UiPath tool. Okay, just a second, it is getting loaded. Right, look at it here. You can see this kada. You guys can see this color?
No, sir.
No? Okay. How about now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's loading, sir.
Okay, awesome. So what I want you to understand today is how this UiPath and what do we have in this UiPath. So now if I go here and if I open something, right, it doesn't matter. Look at here. This is mixed screen కనిపిస్తుంది కదా.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is what we call it as workspace. This empty is called as workspace. Okay, so this workspace is surrounded with multiple panels. What are those? Projects panel, activities panel, properties panel, variables, outputs, okay, other important stuff like arguments, and multiple different panels only. Okay, so what are these panels? ఈ panels only చాలా important అండి. All these panels are very important. Why? Because in projects panel you will see all the workflows that we have developed. మనం మల్టిపుల్ వర్క్ ఫ్లోస్ డెవలప్ చేస్తామండి. ఆ వర్క్ ఫ్లోస్ అన్ని కూడా మనకి ప్యానల్స్ లోనే ఉంటాయి. చూడండి, ప్రాపర్టీస్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ప్యానల్లో చూసారా, రైట్? అండ్ దెన్ గో టు యాక్టివిటీస్ ప్యానల్. వాట్ డు వి హ్యావ్ ఇన్ యాక్టివిటీస్ ప్యానల్? యాక్టివిటీస్ ప్యానల్ హ్యాస్ very other important stuff like what? Activities related to everything. నేను ఎక్సెల్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నా. I'm saying Excel. I got Excel. See, activities related to Excel. I was talking about SAP. I said I want SAP too. I want to work on SAP. So I'll say SAP. Chusara activities related to SAP. I want to work on Salesforce. You see, activities related to Salesforce. I want to work on database. Activities related to database. Then mainframes may work chestan. I will say terminal. And then now look at here. Activities related to terminal. No, Nino AI may the work chesta. I want to work on artificial intelligence. I will say AI. Now look at here. When I say AI or machine learning, we'll say let's say machine learning. చూసారా మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ మీద వచ్చి చూసారా? సో దట్స్ ద బ్యూటీ విత్ దిస్ యాక్టివిటీస్, అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్ వై యూ నీడ్ టు లెర్న్ అబౌట్ దీస్ యాక్టివిటీస్ పీపుల్. Okay, this is the very reason why you need to learn about activities. Understood? Okay, so this is what you need to look at. This is what you need to understand, and this is what you need to know about activities. Okay, and similarly properties. What are these properties? Each and every activity has some properties, and look at here. When I say message box, look at the properties are getting changed. If condition, properties are changing. Some other click properties chusara. So we will learn about these properties. And now what do we have in this UiPath? So UiPath has 3 tabs. Home tab. Okay, so when we go to home tab, what do you see? You will see templates, very important. Indulo manaki chala important RE framework andi. Okay, and then we got tools like extensions, Chrome extension, Edge extension. వీటన్నిటి గురించి as I told you clear గా in detail గా explain చేస్తాము. మనం we will discuss about it. Settings, we got settings, all settings, licenses gurinchi. Okay, manage sources, multiple different things and multiple different things we got. So that is your home tab, right? So and then we got again design tab. So design tab is also very important because in design tab you have some very important features like packages, recordings, screen scraping, data scraping, UI Explorer, and then you got publish activity. Okay, not just that, you got something called as workflows. మీరు ఒక వర్క్ ఫ్లో క్రియేట్ చేశారంటే You got multiple types of workflows, which we will discuss, of course. Okay. And then what else do we have? This is on the design tab only. Okay. And then we got what? Debug. So debug lo emundi. We have different types of debug methods. We got breakpoints, highlights, logs, picture in picture, everything, slow step. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనం ఇన్ డీటెయిల్ గా డిస్కస్ చేస్తామండి. ఓకే, జస్ట్ మీకు ఏంటంటే ఒక ఐడియా పర్పస్ ఐమ్ టెలింగ్ యూ దిస్. ఓకే, అండ్ డిస్కసింగ్ అబౌట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ మన యువై పాత్ లో ఎంత సింపుల్ గా వర్క్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో ఈ ఫీచర్స్ అన్ని కూడా మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తామండి. ఈ ఫీచర్స్ అన్ని కూడా we will talk about them in detail. Now, as I promised, what will we discuss in this course? Okay, if anyone's interested, you can make note of it. I'm happy. Okay, in this course, we will start with Windows or desktop automation. Windows or desktop automation. Then we will go to web automation. Next, we will talk about data scraping techniques, different scraping techniques on end. So like outside people will not talk about this, but I will talk about all of these things. Okay, and then we will talk about mail automation. Okay, in mail, again, we got two things, SMTP. Then we got Outlook. Okay, after this, what do we discuss? We'll discuss about database automation. Okay, in database automation, what we will discuss? Again, two types on the end. Access database. And we'll talk about SQL Server. Okay, and then we will talk about PDF automation. Again, in PDF, we will talk about digital PDF, scanned PDF, and then we will talk about handwritten PDF. So we will discuss image automation. Images may allow automate chestamu. Okay, and here we will also cover Citrix automation. You guys can see the screen, Gada. I'm not just talking, isn't it?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, and what else we will discuss? We will discuss about API automation. Okay, and these are only different types of automations that we discuss. Okay, so we will talk about API automation, and then we will see chatbot integration. Okay, right. So along with this, what else do we discuss? Along with this, we'll discuss Excel automation. Okay, so I'll give you 6 POCs for practice. Okay, so what is this POC? Proof of concept and okay, so proof of concept ఏంటిదంతా మనం ఇన్ డీటెయిల్ గా కోర్స్ లో డిస్కస్ చేస్తామండి. ఓకే, I cover everything, trust me on this. నేను ఎవ్రీథింగ్ కవర్ చేస్తానండి, ఏది స్కిప్ చేయను. సో దట్ ఈస్ వై ఐఎమ్ టెల్లింగ్ యూ బిఫోర్ హ్యాండ్ ఏం డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం ఏంటి అనేది నేను ముందే చెప్తున్నా. ఓకే, సో వి విల్ డిస్కస్ 6 POCs and we'll discuss orchestrator. Orchestrator లో ఏమున్నాయి? Queues, assets, different roles. Okay, and we'll talk about triggers, and also what else do we discuss? I'll give you daily practice regular practice exercises. Okay, and what else do we discuss? regular practice exercises so far too, we have more stuff that we need to discuss on. Okay. So we will talk about other properties that we have in UiPath. Okay. And similarly, along with this, I'll give you 2 examples related to runtime. Okay. And additionally, we will talk about documentation. What are these documents? There is PDD, STD, okay, prod deployment document, okay, and we'll talk about BRD. Right? So these are the different things that we cover in this automation and in this course, not just in this automation. In this course, these are the different things that we could cover. And I'm giving you like an option where you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, ఇది స్క్రీన్షాట్ తీసుకొని కృష్ణ మనం దీని గురించి డిస్కస్ చేయలేదు. Okay, and you can talk, you can ask me that. You can tell me that Krishna దీని గురించి మనం డిస్కస్ చేయలేదు. You said we will discuss about it. What do I need to do? So here we will also discuss, okay, SAP integration. Okay, and I'll say documentation. Okay, and then we will also discuss mainframe automation. This is also a document. Okay, because we cannot have the real applications, right? That is what we will do. So everyone, you can make note of it. And as I told you, you can question me anytime. Like Krishna, these are the things that you mentioned. So these are the highlights that we discuss. And you can say, Krishna, we haven't discussed this, that, or anything. Okay, I'll definitely keep that in mind, and we will discuss about that in detail. Got it?
Yes.
Any questions from anyone? You guys can make note of it. That's it. Okay. So as I told everyone, the total course duration will be 40 sessions only. But now recommendation ఏంటంటే మీరు అసలు దాని గురించి worry అవ్వద్దండి. Okay. So ఎందుకు అంటే like as I told you, we will have plenty of time to discuss and మీరు worry about learning part. Learning గురించి worry అవ్వండి. Leave me about the time and everything. Okay, let me take care of that. Timings and others things, let me worry about it. I do not want you guys to worry about it.
Krishna bro, Rashid here.
Yes, Rashid, please go on.
Yeah, actually ఒక చిన్న డౌట్ ఎలా అంటే ఇప్పుడు మన సెషన్ 9:30కి ఉంటుంది కదా.
అవునండి.
అంటే వేరే ఏమైనా టైమింగ్స్ పాసిబుల్ అవుతాయి? నాకు ఎందుకంటే ఈ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ 9:30కి నాకు ఆఫీస్ కాల్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట, డైలీ కాల్.
ఓకే. సో వేరే టైం అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ రషీద్ గారు, టు బి ఆనెస్ట్, లైక్ నాకైతే మార్నింగ్ పూట ఎక్కువ కుదురుతుందండి. ఓకే, సో ఐ గాట్ ఆల్సో ఆఫీస్. Okay. So, and also like most of my students, they ask to have a call in the morning. In the evening pettam kada.
అవును.
Okay, so like more than like 50% asked that they want a session in the morning.
And how about 10 from 10:30?
No, Andy. I also need to log in, kada.
Okay.
So I'm also a working person. So this is my side hustle. Okay. So andukani, or else I'm happy to take it up anytime.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. But the thing is, you can manage, and your call will not be more time, kada.
Yes, yes. I need to give my update. That's it.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can log in from a different machine. Okay. Once that call is completed, you can concentrate here. So usually that's what happens even with me. I need to give an update in time. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Even that happens with me also. Trust me on it.
మాట నేర్చుకుంటుందనేసి పొద్దు దూరంగా ఆడుకోవాలి.
Hello. Mute.
Hello, yeah, చెప్పండి.
ఇది UIpath tool is free or paid? అంటే everyone
It's a
can
free
use
tool
this,
and it's a free tool.
Actually నేను ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసినప్పుడు this is a free trial అని వచ్చింది. That's why I'm
Yes.
asking.
Yes, Andy. This is a free tool.
Okay.
But you guys don't worry. నేను మీకు
Okay.
చూపిస్తానండి క్లియర్ గా.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
ఓకే, సో డోంట్ వరీ, నేను మీకు క్లియర్ గా లైక్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ అదంతా నేను చూపిస్తానండి.
యా, ఓకే ఓకే. అండ్ వన్ మోర్ డౌట్, ఇందాక మీరు VMs అన్నారు కదా, వర్చువల్ మిషన్స్.
కరెక్ట్.
అవి మనం యూజ్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుందా దీనిలో, UiPath లో?
ఎస్ అండి, డెఫినెట్లీ. VMs are something that you have to use.
Okay, okay.
Without VMs, we cannot use it, Andy.
Okay, thank you.
ఓకే, సో మీకు మెషిన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అదే విఎం అండి.
ఓకే ఓకే.
మీ మెషిన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, మీ వర్చువల్ మెషిన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అదే విఎం.
యా, ఫైన్ ఫైన్.
ఓకే, సో దట్స్ ఓకే, యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్, డోంట్ వరీ. ఓకే, మనం ఏంటంటే మనం యూజువల్లీ అటెండెడ్ లైసెన్స్ మీద వర్క్ చేస్తాం. నేను చెప్పాను కదా, అటెండెడ్, అన్అటెండెడ్.
యా యా, చెప్పారు.
డ్యూరింగ్ ద కోర్స్ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ ఇన్ డీటెయిల్ అండి.
యా, ఓకే ఓకే.
Problem ఏమి ఉండదు, డోంట్ వరీ. Okay, so just FYI, these are the terminologies that we use a lot. Okay, so in case like interviews లో అప్పుడు కానీ ఇంకెక్కడైనా కానీ మీరు like మీరు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయినప్పుడు, just telling you these are the terminologies that we use in UiPath.
Okay.
Okay na? Any other questions, Andy? Anyone?
పాపం.
No, no.
Take your time, Andy. I know like multiple questions ఉంటా ఉంటాయి. In case anyone మీలో ఎవరైనా సరే, if you do not feel comfortable talking here and if you want to talk to me personally, okay, మీరు రిఫరెన్స్ ఎవరైతే ఇచ్చారో వాళ్ళని ఒకసారి నాతో కాన్ఫరెన్స్ పెట్టమని చెప్పేసి చెప్పండి. Okay, so once they put conference with me, right, so we can talk about all your questions personally in detail, Andy. Okay, but trust me, nizanga it will be very good opportunity for you. And మీరు చూసారు కదా చాలా వరకు టెక్నికల్ గా చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటుందండి. I'm not saying 0%, okay, I'm saying very less, but ఆ రిమైనింగ్ పార్ట్ కూడా ఎలా వర్క్ చేయాలనేది నేను డెఫినెట్ గా నేను మీకు చూపిస్తానండి. ఓకే, రిమెంబర్ దట్ రిమైనింగ్ పార్ట్ అంటే లైక్ ఆ మిగతా 5% కి ఎలా మేనేజ్ చేయాలి మనం కోడ్ అనేది నేను డెఫినెట్ గా నేను మీకు UiPath లోనే చూపిస్తానండి. సో దట్ ఇన్ కేస్ మీ టైం బాగోక ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్, ఓకే, మీరు ఆ 5% లో వస్తే కనుక దెన్ హౌ కెన్ యూ మేనేజ్ అనేది కూడా నేను మీకు డెఫినెట్ గా చూపిస్తాను. అండర్స్టాండ్?
Yeah.
క్లియర్ ఎవ్రీవన్?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Has anyone got any other questions? Please take your time, Andy. Please take your time. Okay. As I told you, you can also connect with me personally as well. Okay. So ఎందుకు ఈ 2 సెషన్స్ తీసుకుంటానంటే మీకు బేసిక్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ కోసం అండ్ మీరు ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే కనుక ఇవన్నీ మీరు డిస్కస్ చేసుకోవడం కోసం ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ దిస్ టైం.
దండలో పిల్లకి ముట్టుకోద్దు ఎత్తుకోవద్దంటే
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining in today. Okay. So మనకి రెగ్యులర్ సెషన్స్ ఉంటాయండి మండే 9:30 నుంచి. ఓకే, ప్లీజ్ జాయిన్ అవ్వండి. మనకి మండే 9:30 నుంచి మనకి రెగ్యులర్ సెషన్ స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతాయి. ఓకే, సో యాజ్ ఇట్ ఓన్లీ విల్ గో స్లోగానే డిస్కస్ చేద్దామండి, స్లోగానే వెళ్దాము, స్లోగా వి విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్ స్పేస్. ఓకేనా?
Okay.
ఆల్ రైట్, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ అండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
హలో సార్.
చెప్పండి
సార్, మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్ ఎప్పటి నుంచి కావాలో చెప్తారన్నారు కదా.
నేను చెప్తానండి, డోంట్ వరీ. ఫస్ట్ మీరు కొంచెం UiPath కి అలవాటు అయిన తర్వాత ఓకే, ఒక 1 to 2 సెషన్స్ లో నేను మీకు చెప్తాను ఎప్పుడు ల్యాప్టాప్ తెచ్చుకోవాలో. ఫ్రమ్ దెన్ యూ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ వర్కింగ్. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే. మండే అవసరం లేదా సార్? అయితే
మండే అవసరం లేదండి.
ఓకే అండి.
I'll tell you, మీకు 1 day బిఫోర్ నేను చెప్తాను ఖచ్చితంగా.
1 day బిఫోర్.
యా, యూజువల్లీ ఫ్రమ్ వెన్స్డే మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్ రెడీ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఓకే.
ఓకేనా? ఎవ్రీవన్, డస్ దట్ మేక్ సెన్స్? Is that clear and everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Andy. Thank you very much for joining in today. You guys have a very good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.